So we're talking about Mother's Day, right? And we're talking about, things that you did with your mother or things that happened with your mother. As you get older, the things that stand out. And if you're a fan of my blog, or even if you're not a fan of my blog, I hope you're going to go visit my blog, which is simplyeartha.com, Kitt Shapiro's blog. You know that I love to share stories about my mother and my life with my mother, growing up with her, because it was never dull. There was this one particular story that I'm going to share with you today, which is kind of a crazy story. When I was about 9 years old, we went to the Greek islands. My mother was on it. We did a cruise. She must have been performing on the cruise, I'm guessing. And when we would travel, my mother really wanted to make sure that we saw the country that we were visiting, that we met the people, that we did all the touristy things, but as well as the non-touristy things. But this particular instance occurred when we took a boat to visit the Greek islands. We were walking one day on one of the islands, I think it was Mykonos, and my mother was admiring nature and the foliage and the rocks, because she really appreciated every little step that she would take in life and every little thing that she would do. So she saw these beautiful shells and she said, "Oh my God, look at the color of these shells. They're iridescent and they're amazing. Look at the shape of them. They're so interesting." She took one shell and she decided, "I'm going to keep that and put it in my bag." And she took another shell, and all of a sudden she starts collecting shells, and a 9-year-old daughter, I'm following her around. I'm going, "Oh, Mommy, look at this shell. Oh, Mommy, look at that shell." We go back to the ship after our day of sightseeing, and we go to the dining hall because it must have been time to eat. I got tired of listening to the grown-ups talk because I was, as I said, 9 or 10 years old. I went back to the cabin, and you're not going to believe this, but all of those little shells had crawled out of her bag and were now everywhere around the room. And I'm telling you, they were snails, in case she didn't figure out what they were, but they were snails. I'm not quite sure how she didn't know they were snails when she picked them up, but my mother was a little crazy. And so of course I ran to the dining room to get her, and screaming, laughing. I mean, I found my mother taught me that be able to laugh at everything in life, because having a sense of humor is one of the most important things you can have in this world. And we came back to this, brought her back to the cabin, and she thought this was the most hysterical thing that had ever occurred in her life, and was rolling on the floor as we ran around and picked up the snails and decided we probably shouldn't be taking them back to the States, and maybe somebody should take them back to one of the islands. Needless to say, I didn't sleep too well that night because we never counted how many snails that she had taken, how many of those beautiful shells, and so I wasn't quite sure that we'd gotten all of them, and one might be crawling in the sheets. So, I mean, I'm sharing this story because it's to the extreme for many, although not for me, because that's kind of what my life was like with her. Every day was a laugh. Every day was something to smile about, luckily, and my mother always did. I hope you are making memories of your own life. You're feeling blessed for every moment that you have. You're sharing them with people that you care about and you love. And tell the ones that you love how you feel about them, because it's really important. I was really blessed to have a mother who told me every day how much she loved me. So if you care about somebody, if you like them, if you love them, if you miss them, tell them that. Tell them that. I'm wishing everybody a happy Mother's Day, for those of you who are mothers, for those of you who have mothers, for those of you that want to remember your mothers, for those of you that don't want to remember your mothers, maybe there's another person in your life you want to remember. We're thinking about you on this day. Please visit my blog, Kitt Shapiro's blog on simplyeartha.com. I have lots of funny little stories and anecdotes about my life with my mother, and some fun behind the scenes pictures and stuff like that. So until we meet again, okay, bye. I don't like any of that. Oh my goodness. People make this